Why Radio Podcasts. Why Radio Podcasts are produced by students from Waiheke High School Media Studies. For more information on our show, check us out at www.waihekeradio.org.nz/yradio. And on my left, we have Taylor.
William!
William needs like a nickname, I think. Caius.
Yep, hello.
Caius is here too. And this segment of our show is called Culture on the Spectrum. This week we're talking about
disappointing movies. Movies that you thought would be good but are actually terrible.
Yeah, man. I have like a trilogy of movies, all made by the same guy.
Like an actual movie trilogy that
they're not a trilogy, but they're like three movies. But I'll leave mine for a little bit later. Caius, what do you got?
Oh, me? Okay. Well, the one that comes to the front of my mind every single time I think about this is definitely Star Wars Episode 9.
Absolutely. Abysmal movie.
William was already talked to me about this. Do you agree, William? What's the deal?
It is definitely one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Abysmal in writing and remembering how stuff went.
So, wait, what is it? Star Wars episode? I mean, come on. By the time you get to 9, it's gonna be bad, right?
Yeah, well, obviously, and that's kind of the beauty of this movie because I don't get mad when I watch it. I just get happy about how bad it is.
Do you? So it's one of those films that you actually like to watch because it's so bad.
I would unironically watch Rise of Skywalker just to laugh at it. I'm not gonna lie.
Really, Caius? What's your what is it about this film?
What is it? I think the one everybody knows about is the amazingly quotable line of somehow Palpatine returns.
I don't even know this movie. Taylor, what do you think?
Oh yeah, it's a really stinky movie. They just like
gross.
Palpatine, the like main antagonist, like in every other movie, they've brought him back.
No, not every
Let me
other
paint
movie.
the picture for you. Palpatine gets thrown into a nuclear reactor that is capable of destroying a planet.
Yeah.
He is for sure dead, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes back in this 9th movie. It's like, okay. How did he return? The movie just doesn't tell you.
They say somehow.
Somehow he returned. And then the Death Star blew up, by the way.
So is it just the plot? Is it just the plot shortcomings or the continuity errors?
Sense.
The writing is also bad.
Really?
So General Hux, right? He's like ginger space Hitler. He blew up. He gave the ultimatum to blow up like 5 planets. And in this movie, he's like, yeah, he's the spy. He's been working with the rebellion. And then the reason they give us is because he doesn't like his second in command. He doesn't like Kylo, his buddy.
Huh.
Yeah, and so he betrays the Empire, this dude who's literally blown up like 5 planets and is a spy for the rebels.
Imagine if like Hitler's second in command, like after flipping the like shower harness and releasing all the gas, went, guys, I'm the spy.
So how many bloody Star Wars movies actually are there?
11.
Yeah.
11.
12, actually.
Does it get any better after this?
But this is the last one that's been made as of recent.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But what? Oh, you said, this is the last, even though it's number 9. Because they got that really annoying counting thing in the Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Taylor, what do you think about that?
The way that the movies were released is 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
That in itself should tell us something, I think.
It should.
Taylor, you agree with this?
Yeah, so it started off with the original trilogy, so 3, 4, 5. And that was like the original Star Wars was just called Star Wars, and they later renamed it to A New Hope.
Oh, is that
So,
what?
like-
I always wondered what this New Hope thing was, but that's actually the rename of the first one.
Yeah, so basically
Yes.
the New Hope thing means because like in the original, not the original, the prequels with like the build up to Anakin becoming Darth Vader.
Yeah.
A New Hope's essentially Darth Vader's son, Luke Skywalker. He's on a mission to take down the Death Star and stuff. And
But anyway,
Those were the good old days.
The good old days where
You know, I'm actually old enough to be like, I was around when the first movie came.
Well, I mean,
I was around
Charlie Chaplin was alive to see the first Star Wars movie.
Was he?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he was alive during the.
He's probably like in his 70s. All right.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go to Taylor. Taylor, what do you got for your
For my
worst?
movie,
Yeah.
it's not really a disappointment. It's just
Yeah.
a really, really bad movie, and that award goes to, what's it called? The Human Centipede. Have you guys?
Ooh, I've
Wait a minute.
heard of
Hang
that
on,
one.
is this-
I haven't seen it.
Wait,
though.
give us a little.
Okay,
Give us a little.
okay.
I'll look it up too.
Plot synopsis.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
well, just a
So,
short one. A short
a
one.
short one. These girls, they're like going. I haven't watched it in a while, but they're like going to some party, and then their ride breaks down on the side of the road,
How every good
and
movie starts.
they. They're like in the complete middle of nowhere. It's raining and stuff, and then they stumble upon this guy's house. It's this like really weird German guy. He's like a doctor, and they're like, I think they like pass out or something, and then yeah, you got the synopsis up there. So basically, like this doctor person turns them into like this human centipede. They're like,
And they're all joined together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like mouth
Mouth to butt.
Really?
yeah.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of like.
So one at the front eats.
Oh, and it goes all the way through them.
Yep.
It's some whole crazy experiment. Weird.
Is that a pun? That's a whole crazy experience.
Hey, nice.
William's so loud.
And then the second, I haven't seen the second one. That's like
They made
banned.
Yeah, I just see that there's like
Wait,
three of them.
So it's
There's-
mouth
it's a
to butt,
trilogy.
do
They
eat
got-
each other's poop and then like poop.
Yeah,
at
and
the
it goes-
end?
They have a whole
That-
trilogy going. Like the second one, that's like banned pretty much everywhere when you try to find it.
Which one? The third one or the second one?
The second one.
It's
The
banned.
second one's. There's like I haven't seen it, so I don't know that much. But
Yeah.
from what I've heard, there's like a whole prison complex now, and the like experiments just like gone like crazy.
It's
There's
like a
like
huge
They got like
centipede.
they got like 200 people in a line. or something.
200 people. Like it's just there's like this prison warden guy.
I want to see what this thing looks like. Wait.
Oh,
I don't.
Wait, Heather is a retired world-renowned expert at separating Siamese twins, but he dreams of making new creatures by sewing humans together. This actually sounds pretty good. Like, is this one of those
no,
things?
mister.
Is this one of those things where it's actually? Oh, there we go.
Oh my god.
No, like I was actually, if you could see this, it's just
It's
basically
terrible.
three people like crouching down with like sort of like modified undies where one person's head is. I would have thought that this would have been a little bit more special effects, like they, you know.
No, it's
Nah,
like
not
mainly
really.
Nah,
just
it's-
practical.
It's pretty.
It's pretty raw, dude.
Yeah.
So, but wait a minute. So, is it actually bad enough to be kind of good?
It's like it's a funny watch. It's like a really
Yeah.
strange, goofy movie. I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's. I'm tempted for
That's
that
the Human
one.
Centipede.
Tempted. William, what do you
It's a
got? What do
fun
you? What's
movie,
your?
mate.
Right, my movie is actually different from your movie. It's critically acclaimed.
Ooh.
It's
I
a
don't
critically
like-
acclaimed bad movie.
Oh, I know
No,
what
it's
it
a
is.
critically acclaimed movie that I very much didn't like, but that's probably because I'm not the
Mine's a bit like
target
that too.
audience.
the most tasteful kind of person. My favorite movie of all time is Spider-Man 3 and Sharknado. So you know,
Oh,
I couldn't be done.
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
But
Oh, I've wanted to watch that.
This is actually saying something
But anyway.
about your.
this is a movie based off a poem made in the 14th century. And the
14. Oh, Beowulf.
no, it's the Green Knight and
Oh, the
Sir
Green Knight.
Gawain or something.
So yeah,
And
Sir
basically,
Gawain and the Green
just
Knight.
to paint the picture of what kind of critically acclaimed movie it is. The opening scene is a shot of a goat, like 5 ducks, and 2 cows, and that they show us that for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5
Are
minutes.
the
of
credits
a bunch of
rolling or something,
like
or is it
farm
just-
There's
animals.
a little bit of credits in the background. We're just watching farm animals.
And what happens?
It-
presumably
it
they get
slowly
eat by Sir-
pans out into the picture of Sir what's his name,
Sir Gawain.
Sir Gawain. Thank you, Mister.
Mhm.
And then his mum. They don't give a reason to why they summoned the Green Knight. They're like, okay, the Green Knight's here now, and you're going to accept this challenge. And he accepts his challenge. He strikes the Green Knight down, and then a year later, the Green Knight's going to strike him down. So it's a comment on toxic masculinity
Is it?
and honor. But the thing is they do it in the most like awkward movie ever.
What's it called again? I'm just gonna
The Green
like
Knight.
just the Green Knight.
Is it this
Okay.
one? Which is,
No, it's another
Oh.
movie. It's but yeah, no, this is actually a good movie. Just not for my taste.
Character in an Arthur
But
legend.
basically, he
2021
goes
is
on
that
a-
it? The Green Knight film 2021.
Yeah.
Who's this even by? David Lowery. I don't know who he is.
But
He might-
basically, I'm not expecting this movie to be like sound, right? Because it's based off a poem from the 14th century. The plot is.
Oh, hey, it's a good poem, man. Critical response. It gets 89% in Rotten Tomatoes.
I know.
And average rating of 8 out of 10. So maybe the problem.
Maybe
it's you,
I'm the
William.
problem.
Maybe it's you.
No, the thing is it's just so shot. It's just so awkward to watch for me. I was watching with my parents, right? And the guy goes on a journey. He's getting tested in his honor for multiple different ways. He pulls up on this guy's house. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna house you. This is my daughter." And then him and the daughter get trapped in a room. And then the daughter's coming on to him, right? And then eventually he prematurely
Uh-oh, it's a
does
family
the thing.
show.
So
Remember?
this is the point where my parents left the room, but I want to stick it.
So this is a family show. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
And it was just so awkward, and she just went, "You are no knight." And
you are
then
no knight.
Am I supposed to feel emotional?
So that's the Green Knight from 2021, I think it said. Was it, or 2010? I
But
can't
long
remember.
story short, he goes up to the Green Knight, and the Green Knight is like, "Okay, I'm going to strike you down." And then
Some
he
people have
strikes him
actually
down, and he
given it
dies.
some worse rankings than it's Rotten Tomatoes
I think
for.
this
but-
movie actually might be very controversial.
Oh, really?
It's not a movie for everyone, for sure.
Well, it sounds like it. Yeah, the Green Knight.
It's a really long slog.
So here's my problematic.
He's got his
thing.
phone out. Do you have a notes app?
Well, I
full of
can't. No, I
disappointing
don't. I
movies?
don't. Well, so my disappointing movies are 3 movies made by Christoper Nolan.
Nolan's made some dudes.
Like, I actually cannot stand Interstellar.
Whoa.
I can't stand Inception, and I cannot stand Tenet either. I do not like
I've watched all of those, but
either of these movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tenet either.
Tenet's basically like Inception. That's like the same kind of goofy, time-shifting, world-changing kind of thing that goes on for way too long.
Man,
Inception was what?
boring.
Yeah.
I was like 30 minutes in, and I was like, these guys are still just like being like, whoa, I was in your head actually, and I was like, this is dry, bro.
And sort of halfway through either of those, Inception and Tenet, I actually had like no idea what was going on. Like, I literally lost the plot like 35 minutes in. I'm like, okay, time is folded in on space, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'm here for the special effects at this point.
yeah.
Same with Inception. Interstellar,
Interstellar's interesting.
I'm like, bro, where's the editing, man? This movie goes on forever. You're like,
That movie made me
this
cry,
could
though.
have finished I mean, I like the premise of the movie at the beginning. I really like, all they can eat is corn. Right, and there's like total apocalyptic world where it's climate change gone completely amok and all this, and he goes off to space. But then when space starts folding in on time and these memories back, I was like, and then it goes on, and I don't even know what that latticey 4-dimensional thing was. Right. I mean, it comes out as a book or something. I mean, I was like, I just cannot follow these plots, and I just go, this guy's a wanker, like Nolan. But then I do kind of like Memento, and Dunkirk was like quite sort of spectacularly visually. The story was good, and I'd even give you Oppenheimer on the second watch. I could deal with. You know what? This is a terrible confession. I've actually never seen The Dark Knight.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, well, maybe you'll change your opinion on Nolan when you watch
I don't think I can watch Dark Knight because I'm so depressed about Heath Ledger.
Oh, that's fair
I
enough,
feel like it's one of those ones where I'm like...
same reason why I can't watch a lot of Robin Williams.
Anyway, we were running a little bit on time, so we probably should... this is an interesting conversation, though. It's funny to hear what...
it's funny to hear.
I mean, because some of those I'd actually now watch. I kind of want to watch the Centipede thing.
It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie, no?
It's one of the... It sounds like it could be one of those so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Green Knight. I know the story, Sir Gawain the Green Knight, because I do have a degree in literature. And it's a book that comes up in those as an early 14th century poem. I was like, I want to see that. And Caius, I mean, I dipped out on the Star Wars movies after about 3, I think.
I respect that.
That's fair. That's fair. You probably had the best Star Wars experience out of anybody else in this room.
Thanks for listening to Y Radio Podcasts. Subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app and check us out online at www.waihekeradio.org.nz/yradio.